Hi, this is Jackie Anderson in sunny, beautiful, warm Ethiopia. I have a great story for you today from a friend named Joyce. She's going to share with you what the anchor of her soul was when she faced death.
Hi, I'm Joyce, coming to you from my favorite office in the woods of northwestern Wisconsin. Recently, I told Jackie how much I enjoyed her thoughts about meditating on and memorizing scripture passages. And I told her about a time when verses that I had memorized as a child kept me anchored during a great storm. When I was a kid, each and every week, our Sunday school teachers gave us a Bible verse to memorize. I didn't mind doing it. I thought it was fun and challenging. One reason for that is that I love words and stories, and I thought that many passages in the Bible were stunningly beautiful. When I was about 11, I came across a paragraph in Deuteronomy chapter 8 that was so moving, I memorized it and I've meditated on it my entire life. Here it is in the lovely cadences of the old King James Bible. Back then, we memorized all our verses in the King James Version because it's all we had. For the Lord thy God bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and depths springing out of valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley and vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of oil olive and honey, a land wherein thou shalt eat bread without scarceness, thou shalt not lack anything in it, a land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills thou mayest dig brass. Is that not one of the most beautiful things you've ever heard? Every time I recite it, I am filled with hope. Now, about my big storm. Many years ago, my husband and I were traveling in northern England, and all was going well until one night after we climbed in bed. Suddenly, severe abdominal pain gripped me. For a few hours, I bore it, but it grew worse and worse. Pete woke our bed and breakfast hosts, and they called an ambulance. In the emergency room, they gave me morphine, which was a great relief. They then ran tests for appendicitis, but that wasn't the problem. They admitted me to the hospital, telling me they had no idea what was wrong, so they would do emergency abdominal surgery. I was now in the queue for that, but many other serious cases were in front of me. I waited 32 long hours for surgery, 2 nights and a day, feeling completely helpless and in danger. The morphine softened the pain, but I absolutely knew that my body was not working. And if they didn't operate soon, I would die. There was no doubt in my mind that without quick intervention, I could not live. All those Bible verses I had memorized as a kid, I needed them. For 32 hours, they were my lifeline. One that I quoted over and over to myself is, "What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee." Where did it come from? I hadn't recalled that verse for eons, and I had no idea where in the Bible it was found. I had memorized it for Sunday school and had never thought of it again until I was waiting for emergency surgery, when it miraculously popped back into my mind. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. Turns out it's from Psalm 53, when David feared he would be killed. Like David, I was very afraid, and I needed to trust God to hold me no matter the outcome. I also quoted Psalm 23, clinging to every word. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Well, obviously, I made it through the surgery. What they found inside me was a strange anomaly, a quarter-size hole in the mesentery membrane, and a section of my small intestine had pushed its way through that hole, got caught there, and twisted in a knot. Another 24 hours, and you would have been in the morgue, the surgeon told us. 5 days later, I walked out of that hospital and began weeks of healing. Why was my life spared, I wondered. God decided to extend my life, and I hope that I have faithfully served the purposes God has since given me. I will never forget the sense of God's presence with me and the calmness and steadiness I gained from those Bible passages I had memorized as a kid. They were my life preservers, and I know that one day in the future, I will need them again. Thanks for listening to my story about the beauty and blessings of meditating on and memorizing scripture. From the woods of northwestern Wisconsin, where it's snowing.
Do me a favor today. Encourage Joyce by hitting like, comment, or share with others.